Have you ever felt like your prayers were being ignored? Like your cries just evaporated into the sky, unheard and unanswered? Have you ever said, "God, I'm waiting, but nothing's changing"? If you've ever been there, or if you're there right now, then Psalm 40 is for you. David begins with these words, "I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry." But let's be honest, waiting patiently doesn't come naturally to us. We live in a world of instant results, fast food, instant downloads, immediate replies. So when God says, "Wait," it can feel like a delay, or even a denial. But David says something powerful. "I waited patiently for the Lord." That waiting wasn't wasted, it wasn't meaningless. It was a season of trust, a season where David clung to hope even when he didn't have answers. He says, "He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand." That's the God we serve, a God who lifts, who rescues, who restores. But notice, David says this after the wait. The pit came first, the silence, the sorrow, the uncertainty, but then the rescue. Maybe you're in that pit right now. Maybe you're stuck in something that feels endless. Maybe your soul feels muddy, heavy, tired. Hear this, the God who lifted David still lifts today. He sees you, he hears you, and he's not ignoring you. He's preparing something better than what you asked for. Sometimes God delays the answer because he's doing something deeper. Sometimes he's not changing your situation because he's changing you. David continues, "He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him." Look at that. David's pain led to praise. His waiting turned into worship, and his story became someone else's encouragement. What if the breakthrough you're waiting for isn't just for you? What if your testimony is meant to lead others to faith? What if your midnight prayers are sowing seeds of hope in people you don't even know yet? God is never late. He's always on time. Not your time, but his. And his timing is perfect. Maybe your heart is broken. Maybe you're watching others move forward while you feel stuck. Maybe you've been praying for years and still nothing. But Psalm 40 reminds us that God doesn't forget. He doesn't overlook, and he doesn't waste a single second of your pain. He hears, he sees, and in the right time, he lifts. David also says, "Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, who does not look to the proud, to those who turn aside to false gods." Waiting is a test of trust. Will you look to God, or will you look to shortcuts? Will you keep holding on, or will you let go? Sometimes in the wait we get tempted. We look for quick fixes. We compromise. We try to make things happen on our own, but that always leaves us emptier because only God can satisfy the deep places of our soul. David writes, "Many, Lord my God, are the wonders you have done, the things you planned for us. None can compare with you." What if the waiting is building wonder? What if it's preparing you to praise God not just for what he gives, but for who he is? In the middle of Psalm 40, David shifts. He says, "Do not withhold your mercy from me, Lord. May your love and faithfulness always protect me." He's honest. Even after praise, even after breakthroughs, David still pleads. He still asks, and that's okay. Because faith is not pretending everything is fine. It is clinging to God even when it is not. He continues, "For troubles without number surround me. My sins have overtaken me and I cannot see. They are more than the hairs of my head, and my heart fails within me." Sound familiar? Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your own mistakes? Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, "I'm too far gone"? David did too. But even then, he turned to God. He says, "Be pleased to save me, Lord. Come quickly, Lord, to help me." That's the cry of a heart that still believes. A heart that knows God is still the answer, even when everything else has failed. And then, David ends with this line, "But as for me, I am poor and needy. May the Lord think of me. You are my help and my deliverer. You are my God. Do not delay. David isn't afraid to say, I need you. He doesn't hide behind pride or pretend strength. He says, I'm poor, I'm needy, I need my shepherd. And so do we. So if you're waiting today, don't quit. Don't let the silence fool you. God is still moving. The wait is not wasted. The shepherd is working, and your rescue is closer than you think. Say it now. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he heard my cry. If this message touched your heart, like this video, leave a comment saying, the shepherd is lifting me. Share it with someone who's waiting in silence. And subscribe to this channel. We walk through the wait together. Remember, a portion of this video's proceeds helps children and families in Latin America and Africa. Watching, liking, and sharing brings hope to others. Your wait is not wasted, because even in the silence, the shepherd is near.